So, I was scrolling through the internet for you guys, like I always do, trying to find something juicy to talk about. And I found something that seems to be happening more and more often these days, which is video game studios copyrighting each other because they're jealous of each other's success. Now, I always like to go through new releases on Steam. I don't know about you, but that's what I do. And beyond just getting 90% and lewd anime content that seems to pop up on the front page of Steam like weed in your backyard, I saw a new indie game called Schedule One, which is currently a top seller and honestly good for them. It's an indie game studio. I always love it when there's a new indie team that's that's beating AAA studios because it shows these bigger studios. And maybe I'm hoping for too much, honestly. They almost seem like they never learn. But maybe they learn that what gamers want is raw content, all right? That has actual passion behind it by the developers. Either way, if you don't know, Schedule 1 is almost like Grand Theft Auto, basically. Except you're just a kingpin that is distributing drugs throughout the city instead. It's kind of the same, honestly. And it's a neat concept, honestly. I understand why it's doing so well. But it doesn't have that many games in the genre. However, it seems though as a rival game studio saw this success of Schedule 1 and thought they would try their hardest to take it out. The rival game studio has a couple of similar games called Drug Dealer Simulator 1 and 2. And it seems though as though seeing the success of the rivals made them want to look into taking down their game, right? Rather than fairly trying to compete. And I know that the slimy game studios will try their best to get out of backlash. And in this case, as you can see from their tweet, it's just an investigation, bro. We just want to make sure that nothing is being copied from our game. But as a gamer, I want you to always read between the lines and look into the actions of a video game studio rather than the PR BS that they always try to feed you. And I'm saying this as I used to previously be a game developer myself. And of course, nowhere close to the success of either of these studios. But I can tell you that DMCAs and copyright systems are as horrible as they are on YouTube for these games. And there's just no repercussions in almost any scenario when another studio or person falsely tries to take down your game or even a video on YouTube. It's never Steam's fault or YouTube's fault for that. And I know Jimmy's going to be in the comment. YouTube just look through each manual thing themselves. But no, it can't happen. There's so many copyright. There's thousands of people putting out copyright. All right, they're saying, "Oh, this video is a copyright." YouTube can't manually look through all that. All right, the best they can do is if you counter that copyright, they'll look through it, and that's the best they can do. Same with Steam. But video game studios would rather use the slimiest ways to take down their competitors rather than embracing the competition and using it as a motivation to actually improve their games. It's almost never about fair copyright usage. No, it's almost never, oh, this studio used their assets. No, it's very rare for that to happen. They just want to use any means imaginable to rake in as much money for themselves and to take out any of their competitors. And just look at any triple game studio. They have so many patents for the smallest things. Oh, if you press E, this loot box opens. Now, no other game can have that. It's like, it's just such a small thing. They'll patent anything, all right? And so the competitors have to walk through a landmine whenever they want to create a game, which only hurts the gaming industry as a whole and hinders creativity. And what I want you to take away from this is that no matter what Byte Runners tells you, the owner of Drug Dealer Simulators 1 and 2, which are trying to take down their competitors through the guise of infringement. In reality, they're just jealous of Schedule 1. And that's all there is to it. In fact, they somehow say the opposite to you. They say even before the release of Schedule 1 that they complimented the game and how they really aren't trying to harm them, but it's them trying to sell you snake oil. They're trying to gaslight you. Well, in fact, they do the opposite of what their words actually convey. And no matter what they say, guys, if they had it their way, they would take down Schedule 1 immediately if they could. And thankfully, in this case, Schedule 1 has become successful enough where the developers can at least defend themselves. But there are a lot of cases of indie devs and even YouTubers which don't have the funds or the means to defend themselves against harmful DMCA and copyright accusations that are false. And it's just the horrible systems that creators have to put up with for over a decade now. And it's very unlikely to change anytime soon for the better unless we get right people in the government. That's never going to happen, right? So that's just wishful thinking, guys. But anyway, guys, I really appreciate you watching through this whole video. And if you could help me out by liking the video, it means a lot. I read all your comments too. So if you could let me know what you think about this situation, I'll read through it. And it helps me out in the algorithm. And lastly, if you want to see more of my goofy ass face and more of the topics I like to cover, make sure to sub too. And peace out, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.